Hey guys, it's Roxanne. This is White Cotton Quilts again. I'm running a little behind, like I've said before on my Instagram, so I thought this is going to be a longer video, guys. I thought I would get everybody caught up on the Quilt Along week 3 and 4 in this video. Which was week 3. You were supposed to do the 4-patch units, and you were supposed to do the units that look like this. Okay, the half square triangle units. So I've already gotten, I put them away. Sorry guys, I put them up in a box so they wouldn't get lost, and I gotta pull them out to show you. So I got my 4-patch units done. Those were done. And make sure that when you do these, that you're doing, if you're doing the rainbow version, the first color that you're going to do is the light blue followed by the green. So make sure you have your colors correct when you do these, because these are going to matter later. So next is making these units. So I'm going to show you how I do those. I have already went and done for my week 4. I've already gone ahead and done my flying geese units for the purple, because the purple is the only one in the pattern that you don't have to do gray on certain side. But I'm going to show you those on how to do them with the gray on a certain side. But I've already gone ahead and done these because it's a single color. Okay, so let's get down to how I make the half square triangles. So you're gonna take your 2.5-inch square, and I'm sorry about the background noise, guys. Hold on, let me pause that for a second. I like watching movies when I sew, and this is actually one of my favorites. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a 2.5-inch square, and we're going to draw a line corner to corner. I have my little ruler here to help me. This is I believe it's a 7 or an 8-inch ruler. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's an 8-inch ruler by 2.5. So it works out very, very well for what I do. I like to use, this is actually a drawing pencil that I thieved from my daughter because it's soft lead. And it's not going to matter because you're going to sew on the line and you're never going to see it in your quilt. So I'm going to draw my line corner to corner. Just like that, guys. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lay this on top of this. And I'm going to sew on that line all the way down, guys. So let me go ahead and do that now. I'm actually going to put my camera down here so you can see this. So there we go. Now, if you're doing this at home, I like to go ahead and I like to mark, like a big old bunch of them, because then I can chain piece what I need without having to cut my thread off each time. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, and this one is 3. Just so you get an idea, if you've never done chain piecing before, you'll understand what I'm doing. So I've got my piece here. laying my background on top. And I've already got this one sewn, but what you can't see is I've got my needle just barely off the edge of that block, and I don't think you can see it there, but it's just barely off the end, like I think 1 stitch or 2. I'm not even gonna lift my foot up, and I'm running this piece with the line up. It's under my foot as far as I can go without it, you know, rippling or buckling. And I'm making sure that that line is in line with my needle. And all I'm going to do is keep stitching and follow that line. And then we're going to do it again. Well, there we go. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, guys. So see, they're all connected together by a couple little stitches there. So we can just cut those apart, just like this. And then now we're going to take our big scissors or your rotary cutter, and we're just going to cut them apart. But before I do that, I'm going to show you the little trick that I do to save fabric. So as you can probably already guess, when you cut a quarter of an inch to the side of your stitches, you're going to lose all of this right here on your fabric. So instead of doing that, I go and I go over about 1/2 inch, and I just do another run of stitches. These don't have to be perfect. I don't even really pay attention to how wide I'm doing between there. Okay. Because, see, that one's wonky, that one's wonky. It's not gonna matter. I'm gonna trim these up afterwards. So let's cut this off. Oop. I'm dropping my white. Okay, there we go. So we're going to cut those off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut between those 2 rows of stitches that I did. Yes, this takes a little extra time. I know some of you out there going, but Roxanne, why don't you make those this way or make those this way for, you know, less waste? The reason why with this pattern is because I felt it was easier for someone just beginning to do this, and then I will release another one later that is a less waste version. So now we got these, I can go ahead and I can press these teeny tiny ones open and then trim them down to whatever size they'll make. Most of the time they'll make a 1.5 inch square, and that's what I trim them to. So we got those. And we got our big ones. I like to trim these down before I press, and I have a tool for that, and it just makes it a lot easier on me. Just this week on how to do the stitch and flip flying geese. The principle behind the stitch and flip flying geese is the same, pretty much exactly, as doing the half square triangles. So since I've already done the purple ones, because the background on the purple ones is the white and we're not having to do multiple colors, I'm going to pick one that is a multiple color and show you how I do that one. So let me dig in my little box here because I've got everything separated. Let's do the light blue because that's the first color we have to attempt anyways. So what you're going to do, let me find my gray half square, or gray 2.5 inch squares. Come on, Roxanne, I know I've got some. I've got everything stacked in a box here. Oh, there they are. Way in the back. Okay. So the principle behind doing the stitch and flip flying geese is exactly the same. There are some things that, and you have to read the pattern on this to make sure you're doing it correctly. So the first thing you're going to do is, depending on the size of the quilt you are making, you are going to divide your, these are 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangles. You're going to divide them exactly in two. So since I'm doing the throw size, that's going to mean that I need 16 units. So it's 32. Or think if I did my math right. So we need to divide this in half. So I like to count by fours. Sorry, guys. There's 8, 12, 16. Okay. So now you should have 2 piles of 16. Or if you're doing the baby size, it's going to be 2 piles of 4 because you only need 8 total. And the reason you're doing that, you want to keep these separated because you're going to have one side that is left and one side that is right. And the reason is you're going to have the left side is going to have the gray on the left side of the unit, and then the right, the gray is going to be on the right side of the unit, and you do not want to get those mixed up. So I divided into 2 piles, and I usually take one of these little clips and clip it and mark it either R or L. And usually once you get started, you'll know which side you're working on. And you're going to do this to all your colors that you're doing all the way down. You need an L and an R, and you need to make sure the gray's on the left, gray's on the right. So I'm going to start with the gray on the left, and I'm going to make this one with the clip, the gray on the right. And again, this is where chain stitching comes in very handy, and where marking all of your 2.5 inch squares down the diagonal ahead of time makes it easy, which is why I usually watch a movie while I'm doing it, because then I just sit there and I mark my line and then I go back and do all the sewing. But because I need to show you an example tonight, I'm gonna only do 1 or 2 just so I can get this video done. So I've got my square, and again, let me move this down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I've got my square, and I got 1 gray and I got 1 white. So I'm going to draw the line corner to corner on both of these. And like I said, remember, yes, there is waste on this. Yes, you can do the same trick that I showed you before if you want to save the fabric and use it for something else. And I do have another one coming, another pattern with a 4 at a time flying geese coming, guys. So once again, you're going to want to take that line and you're going to want to make sure that it points up to the center of your block and lines from the center top to the bottom corner. The line is going to go across like that, and you want to make sure it lines up. I mean, it has to line up almost perfect if you want this to go right. Because I'm left-handed, I like to go from the bottom up. If you're right-handed, you can go from the top down. It's not going to matter, but I'm left-handed, and this is just comfortable for me. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. Cut off. So now we've got it sewn from the top down. Now we're going to cut 1/4 inch away. Okay. And then we're going to press it back. This is where, like I said, chain piecing will be great for you, because then you just do all one side and go back and do all the other. So now that I've got this, and I'm finger pressing, guys, because I don't want to have to take you to the iron with me. So now that you've got it done, there you go, like that. Now we're going to do the other side with the white. And again, the white's going to do the same thing. The line is going to go up to the top. It's going to cross over your gray that you did, and it should line up exactly all the way around your unit. So now I'm going to start at the top. Hi, Reaners, just a minute. And we're going to go all the way down to that bottom corner. And again, we're going to cut it off. Reaners, just a minute, baby. I know you're hungry. Okay, guys. So now we got that done. We're going to flip it back. You're going to want to press it. And there you go. Isn't that nice? So you're going to do this to all your 2.5 by 4.5 rectangles. You're going to make sure that you have one side where the gray is going to be on the left, and you're going to make sure that you have the other one where the gray is on the right. And make sure you keep them labeled, because later on in our steps, that's going to come in very important. So make sure you keep these labeled or separate so that you know you're working on a left or a right. And because I already started this one with a left, I'm just going to go ahead and clip it together so I know I'm doing the left. And that's going to go to the side because I'm not done yet making my half square triangle pieces. So let me get you back up here. Okay, guys, so that is it for our week 3 and 4. This is definitely a long video on the YouTube, and I apologize. Like I said, I have been behind. I've got a market coming next week, and then I have another market at the end of November that's 3 days long. So if you can only imagine, I am busily sewing and sewing and sewing. I have customer bears orders I'm trying to get done. I have product for the markets that I'm trying to get done. So I'm just a little bit behind on my own sewing, but hopefully I will have it. I should have it caught up all the steps by this weekend in time for next week. That being said, if you're doing the quilt along, and I will get these steps put into the blog on the website here soon. Probably tomorrow I'll get it on there. Like I said, I'm behind. I'm also going to be doing another giveaway for the people that are participating in the quilt along, another giveaway for some fabric goodies and stuff like that. So please, 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 please keep watching that stuff. If you haven't yet, and this is your first time joining me, please go check out my website. It is www.whitecottonquilts.com. You can sign up there, subscribe there for newsletters and, upcoming events and stuff like that. You can also, if you have quilts that you want me to quilt for you, you can also fill out that form and send it to me. And I know you'll love what I can do with your quilts. I would love to see your quilts. I love bright colors, but if you follow me, you know that. And check out the Etsy shop. There's a couple little goodies still on there soon. Like I said, they may be gone by market, so you better get it now before they're gone. There's sales going on. And the Etsy shop is, of course, White Cotton Quilt, all one word. So it should be easy to find. And I think that's it, guys. I will get this video uploaded onto the YouTube. And I enjoyed hanging out with you and showing you some sewing. And, remember to do all the things. You like, subscribe, comment. If you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I'm actually thinking about doing a live if I can figure out how to do it. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.